Hi and welcome. So this is a small business template that I've created on Google Sheets with a lot of my small business clients in mind, and then also people just starting out on their journey to have a small business or a side hustle, and they don't want to spend like monthly fees on accounting systems just yet. Like if you're starting out, you want to keep costs as low as possible, and this is a once-off you buy and you can continue to use it. And this was created by an accountant, and this is everything you can possibly need to start off your journey correctly. So just going to show you quickly through the whole thing, introduce you to it. So you have your index sheet where you have your months that you can jump to. Now I do have a separate template which just runs from January to December, but for South Africans, you'll need March until February because that's how our financial year runs. Otherwise, you can just use the January to December template. So I have a little bit of help and instructions and links to videos on how to use it. Over here, I have the yearly dashboard. So these are just like quick links to all the actual pages or tabs or whatever you want to call them. Okay, so I'll quickly show you the yearly dashboard. So here we have the yearly dashboard. Over here, you can see I've already just entered a little bit of amounts just to show you how it will populate and show up. So you can see all your March figures in one little column and then compare them to the rest of the months and then see your yearly total in here. Jumping back to your index, this is completely customizable. You enter your own categories in here. You can enter any expenses categories in here. The only blocks you should not be touching is the gray ones, which is system blocks. So you do not use them at all. So assets, liabilities, income, expenses, this is the only accounts you will ever need in a business. Even if you do move over to a more complicated accounting system like QuickBooks or Sage 1, you will need to have these figures and these categories set up on that system as well. So this is just like a little example of how those accounts look. And also you can use this just to have an easy transfer over to your more complicated accounting system once your business reached that point where that is necessary. Okay, so um, also here from categories, I have a little index jump to go back to your index so you can easily access everything. Now, this sheet automatically includes invoices, O2 invoices. It includes O2 invoices. So you'll have a database, your print invoice where you can print your invoice, your professional looking invoice you can email to clients or print out and give it to clients. And then it also includes a price list. So I'll quickly first show you the price list. So I've just entered some products in here. You can enter services, products, whatever you want are selling, you can enter it in here and then add the corresponding price to that. This will be used inside of your invoice database. So here we are looking at our little March section. You can add extra rows, but I highly recommend once you start running out of rows here, like it's not you don't have to do it, but I do recommend looking at a more complicated accounting system that can keep to track of your invoices for you. Reason being is you can easily start missing payments and unpaid invoices once you go bigger than this. Like, because there's so much that you need to think about in a small business. You are running everything by yourself. So you want to make it as easy as possible. So I think up until about 20 lines or 20 invoices, it's a good bet to go with. I'm going to only be I can use this sheet. But if you go over that, I do recommend looking at different accounting systems. Anyway, you'll be entering your invoice number, the date, the name of the customer, the company name, and the street address, a VAT number if they have a VAT number, if you are VAT registered, you should not be using this sheet. You should be looking at an automated accounting system. Okay, so here's the drop down where we've entered our price list, so you can easily choose it, so it's not retyping things all the time. You add your quantity, the unit price will automatically pull through and it will show up in total. Then over here, I've made a little space for paid and unpaid. So if this invoice is unpaid, it's easily seen as it is red then. It will also show up on your invoice as unpaid. So if you mark it paid, it shows that the invoice is paid. Here you can choose if it's EFT paid, cash paid, or did the person pay with a card. So moving over to your invoice, your actual invoice, just I want to show you quickly. So these are multi-line invoices. You just continue using the same invoice number. So if I'm going to be adding a new invoice in here, I would add a 1003 and I'll start doing my invoice in here. Let's just say it's test, and it can be the same date as this one, it doesn't matter. Uh, this person does not have a company name whatsoever. Okay, and they bought mint face wash and they only bought one of that, and it's unpaid. This person has not paid yet. Good. Now jumping to the invoice, you can add your own logo, your own company name, your address, email addresses, website addresses, whatever you need to add on top of here. This is you edit in here. You, however, do not edit anything in here. Beneath notes, you can add your bank details if needed. Like people can add your bank details there, and then people can EFT you easily from there. So this is how the invoice will work. So let's say we want to have a look at invoice number 2, which was for the market, and we have multiple lines that were sold on here. That will show up here, and this you can easily just print now by going File, Download, PDF, and you will download it as PDF, either print it out or attach it as an email. Over here, I want to have a look at my third invoice that I made. So here's number test and mint wash, one of them, and that's the amount. And it will actually show that it was unpaid. If I go ahead and make this paid, you will see that it automatically shows up as paid now. So let's have a look at our first invoice that we made here. So the only thing you will be interchanging here is this little gray block, the invoice number, and it will automatically pull through everything from the data sheet. Okay, so that's how you will be doing your professional looking invoices. Then jumping over to your monthly dashboard. So you'll have a section where you can view the summaries and the totals and everything that happened within that month. And I have a little pie chart here showing the expenses and where you spent most of your money on. And then I have a section here to show the profit for the month, and then the section here to show the income sales for the month. Now this will be your turnover amount. This is the amount that you actually sold. This one is less all your expenses, and that way it calculates the profit for you at the end of the month. Over here is how you will insert your data. This is your transaction sheet where you will be adding a date, transaction detail, and amount. And you can copy these in from a CSV file you can download from your bank, and then just go and categorize them as need be. So just looking at this category list can be quite daunting, but let's say I quickly want to jump to customers. I can just start typing in and customers automatically pops up. I will make a separate tutorial explaining all the rest of this, but for now, you just need to know this is where you enter all your bank transactions, and this automatically, depending on how you categorize them, jumps back to your March. Now, this template was created from my personal budget template, which was the first one I created a while ago. And it looks very similar to this, but this one is specifically for your business. This one incorporates liabilities and assets, um, and invoices, where the personal budget thing has other sections that is needed in your personal capacity that you don't need in your business, and vice versa. So the two templates are two separate templates. They do, however, look very much alike, because I just feel like green's a very neutral money type of color, and maybe later on we'll make different themes for it, but for now this is what it is. And you can view all your expenses for 1 year in one sheet, and I think that makes it invaluable. Also, just like budgeting for your tax at the end of the year, you can do that based on this. Oh, I actually forgot to show you the assets. So you'll have your little assets section, which is property or business owned, or this can be computers, all those type of things. Um, or your actual bank accounts are even a asset as well. But when you're starting out, you should not be worrying about this too much. You should not be worrying about assets and liabilities. The reason I included this is so when my clients use this, um, I actually have a little section where I can just work on as well, and I don't need to move the data that they've inserted in here over to another system. Like, we can do everything in this one spreadsheet. So that's the reason for it being in here. And I will, in this second tutorial, just run through how I use these in a bit more detail. But it's not necessary for you to know what your assets and liabilities are when you're starting out your business. However, it is necessary for you to learn what they are. Like, you don't need to know immediately, but make an effort to start learning all the categories that you can have in your business, all the terminology that the businesses use. Learn business language, and you will get so much further in your small business than what you would have if you don't know what's going on. Don't just rely on somebody else to help you with these things, because people are busy and they have big businesses. And for example, if you go to an accounting company, you might be one of the 100 clients that this company has, and yes, they guarantee they're going to look after you as well as they can, but they're only human and they do slip up. That's why it's important for you to know your business terminology and know what's happening inside of your business, so you can pick up mistakes that other people make. So I hope this helps somebody out that's starting off a small business, or have already started their side hustle or small business, but want to start keeping better track of it, and also have an automated invoice system for it, and print off automatic like professional looking invoices. This is the place and the space to start all of that. And I hope this is an easy journey for you. If you have any questions, you can easily just drop me a message and I will try and assist you however is needed.